What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I'm back with another video. Today, I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still support.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you're new, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am back another weekly sneaker rotation. Now, this should be week 160 to the best of my knowledge. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section. Now, y'all already know I started this series off at the beginning of 2023, and here we are in 2026 with another weekly sneaker rotation. Now, if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord. The link is pinned at the top of the comment section, and it is free to sign up, where of course, you know, we continue the sneaker talk. We've got a food section, a sports section, you name it. If I do not get the content out in time, we're most likely already talking about it in the sold out Discord. Now, enough rambling, let's get to this weekly sneaker rotation. Now, y'all know I end things off on Friday, then pick right back up on Saturday. So pretty much on Saturday, ironically, right, we had a little bit of snow, ice, I guess is what I would like to call it, in the morning, but it didn't really stick, if that made sense. So it snowed, but I mean, honestly, you wouldn't be able to tell, right? Okay, so pretty much to be on the safe side, I usually like to wear shoes that I'm not afraid to get wet, that I feel like have that durability if you're in the rain and or snow like you are in this area in the DMV. So pretty much on Saturday, I stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 11, and these are the Gratitudes, right? Okay, a shoe that, to be honest, it definitely looks like the Concords, but we have a gold Jumpman here, and to be honest, it's not even the best, right, of quality. I mean, it's okay, but it's still one of my favorite shoes in my collection. And I mean, that high patent leather cut already got me there right there. Instead of having like that new book material, the shoe is like all over leather. So the quality, in my opinion, well, they took the cheap route, but it still looks good to the naked eye, right? Okay, so this is what I wore on Saturday. That's because it pretty much snowed and or like rained in a mixture of that. But actually, by the time I stepped out, I actually could have switched up the shoes, but I decided to just stay with it just in case the weather decided to switch back to what it was doing before. So this was my Saturday shoe, was the Air Jordan 11 Gratitude. Cool. Now let's move right on to Sunday and Monday, right? So pretty much I wore the shoe 2 days back to back, and that means, yes, the kid was most likely in the crib. You already know how I'm going with this one. So Sunday, Yeezy slides, pure colorway. My go-tos that I keep by the door if anybody's ever been over, which I don't really have anybody over. However, if you come to the crib, this is probably the first shoe you will see when you walk into my crib. These are like my beaters, man. And yes, they look beat. And yes, I bought these back in 2021. Yes, I have other Yeezy slides. However, I haven't really broke them out for whatever reason. These joints, well, you know, they are beat. I will say this, the comfortability is there because they've molded to my feet, pause, right? Okay, I will say this, arguably one of my favorite shoes in my collection for comfort. Now I'm hearing that Nike has another, like something that could probably make this even better. So I will be paying attention and probably trying to cop a pair of those. But for right now, it's a Yeezy slides for me, even though I know that wave, no pun intended, has come and gone. But this was my Sunday and Monday shoe, was the Yeezy slides pure. Cool. Let's move right on Tuesday. You know, the kid right back at work because Monday technically was a holiday, and yeah, salutes to Martin Luther King Jr., man. I think that's what we do it for, the celebration, obviously. You know, just what he did for, you know, people who look like me, right? Okay, or just in general, right? We don't even gotta take it there, right? Okay, so salutes to Martin Luther King. And yeah, we're gonna move right along with Tuesday. Step right back into work. And I was already in comfort mode because I was relaxed, and I stepped in none other than the Yeezy 350 V2, and these are the Beluga, I believe, reverse joints, right? Okay, I don't think these are actual, I think they were called like the 2.0s, but don't quote me on that, but I know they're supposed to be the reverse Beluga to the best of my knowledge. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, this was actually one of my first ever sneaker pickups for the Yeezys, right? Because back in the day, Yeezys used to be actually, believe it or not, really, really hard to get, and then out of nowhere, Adidas started dropping more and more, and that's what we come about. I remember I picked these joints up from Foot Locker. I even have like an on feet on the channel as well. But yeah, I believe these are the Beluga 2.0s or the reverse Belugas. Y'all feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section if I'm saying it wrong, but I feel like you can never go wrong with an all-over great shoe, and the comfortability is there. Even though one thing that I will say this, why people used to argue that this is arguably the most comfortable shoe of all time, and I'm talking the silhouette, this like the pointy toe box joint, it never really set right with my feet. I mean, I make it work, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable shoe of all time. I think there's some stuff that can compete with this, but this was my Tuesday shoe, was the Yeezy 350 V2 Reverse Beluga. Cool. Now we're gonna move right on to Wednesday. Again, I'm already in comfort mode, and I feel like that's kind of one of those, when I get an extended weekend, I kind of find myself right back in comfortability mode. So pretty much on Wednesday, stepped in none other than the off-white Prestos, right? Okay, now this is the white joints right here. RIP to Virgil, don't really want to go into further and speaking too much about this shoe, but yeah, I wore the white joints. Y'all know I normally wear the black joints. I do have the original ones, which I feel like they're probably starting to fall apart on the kid, but I got the white joints right here. I really don't wear enough, but the comfortability is there. Even though y'all can tell I've worn these joints right here, I can say arguably these could easily top the Yeezy, whatever you want to put in there, the Yeezy Adidas, right? I'm pretty sure if we're gonna go comfort for comfort, these guys can compete with it right here. If you got a pair of Prestos, trust me, it don't have to be off-white. They are comfortable. It's easy to put on, and you can just go. It doesn't hurt the toe, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's a shoe I could probably wear all day, every day, right? Okay, but this was my Wednesday shoe, was the off-white, and this is the white colorway of the off-white Prestos. RIP to Virgil again, but this was my Wednesday shoe. Cool, now we're gonna move right on to Thursday. Wanted to switch it back up because, you know, we went comfortability, but it's time to get back to the, you know, our regular swing of things right here. So pretty much on Thursday, the kid stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 3 Rare Air. A shoe that I really don't wear enough, but I feel like I just picked this up, what, last year, because it just came out in 2025. So again, I'm not gonna say I don't wear it enough, but it's something I need to put in a collection a lot more. Nike Air on the back. Again, I'm gonna say this to Jordan Brand and Nike. You're not gonna get this every single time when you put this on the back, by the way. I just wanna throw that out there. But overall, dope shoe, one of my favorites, and I feel like the shoe, if you want it, you can get it because it wasn't an instant sellout. I believe they probably sold out now, but at one point I saw this shoe like sitting, but I actually do like it, you know what I'm saying? I don't really actually hate the shoe, but I probably won't be falling for none of that in 2026. Jordan Brand and Nike, them probably already know that. It's probably like the last little hoorah if you don't have the great meaning behind it, right? Okay, which I get. This one's supposed to be like a Rare Air, where it's like a combination of that. Kind of like almost, if you want to consider it like one of those, like, I guess you can say like a what the, but they kind of get away from the what the, because we know if they would have did it like a what the, it probably would have set. So, I mean, I guess that's just my thought process on it. But overall, dope shoe, but this was my Thursday shoe, or what I say what? Yeah, this is definitely my Thursday shoe right here. Yeah, Thursday, making sure I get the days right. This was my Thursday shoe, was an Air Jordan 3 Rare Air. Cool. Now I'm gonna move right on to Friday, close out the week. You always gotta finish strong. A shoe that I recently just picked up. I haven't even worn yet, so this is the first time I'm actually wearing the shoe. I picked this up at the end of the year in 2025, so it was only right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't really buy these at point, but yeah, Air Jordan 8, and these are the hairs, right? Okay, AKA the Bugs Bunnies, what have you, right? Okay. A shoe that I haven't really put in rotation because honestly I just bought it, but I don't regret buying this. Y'all know me, I'm a major sucker for the color red. I wear white tees around the clock. In fact, right, okay, fun fact, if you see me out and about, you're most likely gonna see me in a white tee if you're in the gym. If you see me in the gym, I'll probably be in a black tee. I don't know why I do that, I just kind of do, right? Okay, I don't really have a reasoning behind it. It's kind of just been my thing since forever, but here we are, you know? The Air Jordan 8s, man. I feel like these don't get enough love, and it is a bulky shoe, and it is kind of high on you, but at the same time, you know what? Certain 8s I always make a pass for, right? Okay, and yes, I've seen people make fun of me in the comment section for wearing my straps open, but that's something I've always done, and kind of like, honestly, with me and the homies growing up, whenever we was in like high school or what have you, if we had a pair of 8s, that's what we did. We didn't strap it down, right? Okay, we wasn't balling these joints. We was trying to be drip, you know what I'm saying? But to be honest, that's just something we did. I don't really have a reasoning. It's what I do. It's what I did back then and what I do now. In fact, if you ask anybody in my family, I'm notorious for known for not tying my shoes. So obviously, if it comes with a strap, I'm not gonna strap them down either, right? That's just probably my point, right? But that's probably my reasoning behind the whole thing in my mind anyways. But anyway, this was my Friday shoe, was an Air Jordan 8, and these are the Bugs Bunnies, right? Okay, so pretty much this completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week. Y'all sign off in the comment section and let me know what you wore throughout the week as well. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of this thing and start rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you're new, consider subscribing. I make content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.